Hey, Shareem Hernan Brown here, Strategic Admissions Advice. It is Friday. I'm a little later than I wanted to be. Normally, I jump on around 2:30 on Fridays for our Facebook Lives. Where should I apply? But a little bit late today. It's a hectic week, but I'm here, and I'm going to tell you a little bit about the University of Michigan. I am a huge fan, huge fan of the University of Michigan and in Ann Arbor. Obviously, many of you know it from its famous football notoriety, but it is truly a great university. I have great friends who've gone there. Many students apply there annually. Many students go there, and they really take advantage of the fact that the University of Michigan not just has a great name, but is a great brand, and great relationships are formed there. So I'm going to show you a little bit about the University of Michigan, and the reason why I brought up today is if you are applying early action. Again, listen, if you're applying early action to the University of Michigan, you must submit your standardized test scores before November 1. Early action to Michigan requires that you submit your standardized testing before November 1. They must have a complete application before November 1, or by November 1, I should say. If your scores get there November 2nd, November 3rd, you will not be considered for early action. All right. Very important. So we're going to talk a little bit about U of Michigan. And I'm going to bring up my screen. I'm really digging this Zoom Facebook share mechanism here. And I want to make sure that I do it in a way that everyone can see. And we'll talk a little bit about Michigan and the Ross School of Business, which is one of the most renowned business schools in the country. So I'm just going to show you some of the highlights. I got really good feedback last week about the screen share about BYU and University of Utah. So I said, you know what? Let me do it again. Why not? Let me try to do this in a way that everyone will be able to see my screen. Okay, why can't you see my screen? If I hit Zoom, there you go. Okay, back to meeting. I'm learning, guys. I'm learning. Bear with me. All right, I'm going to start the share right now. Here we go. All right, University of Michigan, Ann Arbor, Michigan. Very popular school amongst a lot of people in Metro New York. They have a great alumni base out of the Northeast. Obviously, it's one of the most selective and prestigious state schools in the country. Ranks up there with the University of Texas, University of California at Berkeley. So it's a selective school, and it's a big school, and it's still primarily a school for the universe for people from Michigan. Duh. But something I wanted to show you was how difficult it is to get in. The GPA for students who usually out of state is like a 3.85. All right. These statistics are published through Evergreen College Awareness. I forget what it's called exactly, but it's a very prominent college data resource information center. I'm so sorry that I'm getting that name wrong. I'll have it right for you. Winter Evergreen. There you go. There, Wintergreen. There it is right there. Wintergreen Orchard House. Bang. Got it. Nailed it. All these statistics come from there. And as you can see, the GPA is noteworthy here. The standardized testing, very important. As I mentioned earlier, all standardized tests for prospective freshmen for the class, I guess this will be 2023. If you're applying early action by November 1, you have to submit all of your testing by November 1 to be considered for early action. This testing, last year, the 50th percentile of kids who were admitted to the University of Michigan had between a 640 and a 730 on their critical reading of the SAT, a 670 and a 770. That's pretty good. It's pretty hard. Excuse me. On their math. The ACT was somewhere in here between a 29 and 33 composite, 29, 34 English, 27, 33 math. So again, a very competitive school. So students, if you're interested in being part of arguably the strongest state school in the world, please understand that your standardized testing and your GPA are very important. Also, okay, so we see a selectivity here. I also want to look at the degree programs. One of the most popular programs at the University of Michigan, they have a ton of majors. I mean, look at all these. They have majors in almost everything. But there's a renowned School of Business, which is the Stephen A. Ross School of Business, which is very popular. You have to apply directly as a freshman to be admitted. In addition to that, the School of Kinesiology. The School of Kinesiology is great. It specializes in sport management, athletic training, health and nutrition. So if you're interested in becoming an athletic trainer or becoming involved in sports in some business capacity, the School of Kinesiology is a great idea to consider. I have a lot of students who do that. Also, each week as we go through this Where Should I Apply series, and normally I'm speaking to families who've spoken to me, who've reached out to me and say, hey, I'm interested in this school. Can you tell me more about it? If you have suggestions on schools that you'd like me to share my opinion about, please drop it in the comments on our Facebook page, and I will do my best to share information with you. It's really, really helpful. So, hey, I see people joining live. Good to see you. Happy Friday. But as you see, the University of Michigan, again, economics, business administration, cognitive and neuroscience, foreign languages. And look at the schools that it overlaps with: Cornell, Michigan State, arch rival in the Big Ten, Northwestern, Illinois, Urbana-Champaign, UPenn, Stanford. So if you're applying to the University of Michigan, you need to be up to snuff. You need to be a very, very strong student because it's expecting that. So whether it's your high SAT scores or high ACT scores, a 3.85 GPA, you can get all this information. There's a software that we use called Custom College Plan that's extremely helpful for learning more about the academic programs at certain schools. But also, it's like we get this from the FIS Guide profile. The FIS Guide is that big, thick book that you'll see in Barnes and Nobles all the time. This is all in a digital format for you or your parents to review as you go through the college admissions process. So again, the overlap schools for Michigan, students who apply to Michigan often frequently apply to Cornell, Michigan State, Northwestern, Illinois, Berkeley. I told you one of the best state schools in the country, UPenn, and Stanford. I'm a huge fan of the University of Michigan. I will tag a few people that I know who went there. But if you have questions about Michigan, if you have questions about other schools, please drop them in our comment section. And I promise someone from our staff will get back to you. Every week we do a Where Should I Apply? We're doing a whole series. Every Friday, we're going to highlight another school. Again, it just won't be the most popular schools in the country. We will talk about other schools as well. And again, you can always check us out on our YouTube channel, Strategic Admissions Advice. All these videos get uploaded there, and coming very soon, everything that we discuss here will also be in podcast format. So my name is Shareem Herndon Brown, strategicadmissionsadvice.com. I'm so glad. Thank you for those who jumped on with me, and check out our YouTube channel, which this upload will be. All right. I'm going to take off now and hope that everyone, unless you have any questions, you want to ask me something, anyone? All right. Have a great weekend, everyone. See ya.